My favourite film of all time has a running theme of feeling inadequate throughout and this sort of hopelessness that maybe your dreams won't come true. Today I wanted to talk about that. I feel like La La Land is my favourite film because the first time I watched it, it resonated with me for so many reasons. Not only did I love the filmmaking aspects of it and how technically great it was, but I also really appreciated seeing the struggle that a lot of creative people face. There's a quote in the film in which Mia is deciding she's not going to go for an audition, and she says, "Maybe I'm not good enough, it's like a pipe dream." And that feeling that your dream may never become a reality, I think is all too relatable and familiar to a lot of us, but no one ever really speaks about it, not properly anyway. I would find it very hard to believe if anyone told me they had 100% confidence in themselves 100% of the time. And I mean, if they do, that's great, like I wish we could all be like you, but it's just not reality. At least it's not my reality, I know that for sure. For those who don't know, my future goals since the age of about 15 have been to go into film journalism. All I've ever wanted to do is write about what I love, which is film. It's the only thing I'm truly passionate about, and it's the only thing I feel like I'm any good at. But second guessing myself is also something that I'm very good at. A talented self-doubter, if you will. Earlier this week even, I had a few days of struggle in which I was reading other people's reviews and I was watching other people's videos and I was just thinking, I can never be as good as this. I'm just average in any industry, but I'd argue even more so in creative industries. Everything is a competition. Everything is about being as good as or even better than the person who came before you and who will come after you. And it creates this really horrible mindset of one-upping each other, whether it be anything, directing, writing, performing, singing, dancing, juggling. It's all about being the best. It's not about being good, it's not about doing your best, it's being the best. And that's where this sort of culture of putting too much pressure on ourselves comes from, I think. It took me a couple of days to sort of get out of my slump, and quite a few of you helped me with that actually. I do have to say thank you to Trey, Samir, Dustin, Liam, Wesley, and Two Eyes on Screen in particular, as well as my family and friends who really helped me sort of get back in the game in terms of my writing. I think the most important thing to remember for anyone who works in a creative industry, or any industry really, is that it's not about being the best. Here's the thing, like the art form I literally love so much and have dedicated my life to for the past 5 years, what can be deemed the best is subjective. You can never be the best in everyone's eyes. I mean, think of it in terms of music. The band Queen, phenomenal, but not to everyone's taste. It's hard to explain what I'm trying to say, but the best can't be defined, I would say, and it can't be represented by success or by the amount of articles you put out or by the amount of reads you get or about who you know or about your style. I don't know. And here's the thing, we are sort of brainwashed, conditioned into comparing ourselves in every aspect of life, but in particular our work, to the person next to us. But just because something's different doesn't necessarily mean it's better. I think there's definitely cases where someone's writing can be better than yours, and I think maybe you need to take that as an opportunity to learn. But also, you need to recognise that everyone has different styles in terms of their craft. I want to make clear as well that when I'm saying you need to realise in this is kind of addressed to me, because I wanted this to be like a reminder for me, especially as I'm going back to uni in 3 weeks, that as long as I'm doing my best, there's no point comparing yourself to other people. If we were all the same, there would be no industry, really. There'd be no room for trying something new and experimenting and pushing yourself outside your boundaries. Basically, I wanted this to be a sort of an informal chat about this feeling of inadequacy that I think so many of us feel. There is no point being jealous of one another. If someone beats you in a competition, if someone writes a better review than you, so what? Let's all share each other's work. That is my final point. The only way any of us are going to get anywhere is if we all sort of come together. So help each other out. Why not? I don't know. Ah! There was a fly, did you see? This has been quite a rambly video, but basically the point of this is a reminder to myself and a reminder to all of you that as long as you're doing the best you can do, that's all that matters. Next time you feel like maybe I'm not good enough, tell yourself you are, get yourself together and start writing again. Or singing or dancing or performing or whatever it is you do, get up and start doing it again, because the only thing that's going to stop you achieving your dreams is self-doubt.